So I'm going to tell you about the fast that I am finishing today. So I've been on a 4 day, 5 day fast, really. And Today is Saturday, and I started on Monday and did a day one fast, dry fast. So no food, no water to start the fast. And it was a pretty rough day. About halfway through, about lunchtime, I started at 8 o'clock the prior night. About lunchtime, I was very fatigued. Almost fell asleep in my class a couple of times while I was sitting there doing grades. And then the second day, so at 8 that night, I began to drink water and rehydrate. Second day, and it was no food. And that was probably the toughest day. After about the 30-hour mark, I really was struggling, and that's where probably most people quit. I tried to stay with it and fought through it. It was in the middle of the night. I actually had a conversation with a Ritz cracker at about 3 a.m. Uh, saying, "I'm going to eat you," and in my mind saying, "No, you're not," uh, and made it through the night. And then the next day, day three, uh, my body was well into autophagy and was consuming itself, and so I felt full and satiated. It was much easier on day three. Day four, it even still just water fasting, so taking liquids, black coffee with some xylitol in it, just a little bit, and water, and maybe a sip of bone broth, maybe an ounce or two of bone broth. Uh, and so Day four, then I played in a pool tournament. It got much better day four. Day three and day four, I really, the ketones were really coursing through my body, and uh, I had a real clarity and a lot of energy. Even into day four, real clarity, a lot of energy, and played in a pool tournament after work, and did not do well. I was a little bit, um, I guess, a little bit weak and just a little bit off, and but it wasn't bad. I really felt pretty good. Just maybe wasn't as functional in my arm movements. Probably maybe low on electrolytes, and I did try to take at least one electrolyte packet a day, and so made it through. And also uh, Friday was another. Actually, Friday I guess was finishing day four because I started at 8 at night, so I marked the 24-hour periods from 8 to 8. So the Friday at 8 o'clock, which was last night, I shifted into day five. But on day four, I was also dry fasting uh, on Friday. That made it again a very sluggish day. At some point, it was okay until about halfway through the day, and then it was very difficult getting to 8 o'clock. I had to count the minutes uh, and then drank liquids and ate, I think, a very small piece of cheese, maybe the size of the end of my finger, to maybe get some bacteria. I had a little bit, maybe 2 ounces in the bottom of a little shot glass or of a little bit of Greek yogurt, uh, kind of in a liquefied form where I could drink it, and then some water, and then got up about 3 a.m. last night and had some more water. I had about 16 ounces of water, and then again 16 ounces at about 3 a.m. And then another tiny bit of Greek yogurt, and then a very small sliver of brie cheese with the rind on it, trying to get some bacteria going. So then made it through the night after that. Eventually slept well. I only got up once, and then this morning I got up and had a meal. at 5:30, just to sort of, I had a little bone broth, again, a couple ounces, and then had one egg and a farm, fresh egg our chickens laid, and then a little bit of sauerkraut, maybe a couple ounces, and then I put some tzatziki sauce in the sauerkraut, and I put that on the egg. Tzatziki sauce has Greek yogurt in it, and that was my first kind of meal, almost like just to get ready, trying to get ready to eat on this fifth day, and it'll be about a 3-day process to get back into eating. Uh, that has some effects after your first meal. At least it did for me. About a couple hours later, on my system, let's just say, uh, you know, had to keep the door shut to the bathroom uh, during during that adjustment phase. Let's call it. So today, I'll be eating just lean meats, like no, not much fat. Probably try that at lunch. And I have some 93 grass fed, 93% lean grass fed hamburger. And then I've got some salmon. I may try to eat the salmon uh, later this evening, but if I can only eat one small meal of protein and maybe a little salad, that'll probably be all that I will do today. And then after, Saturday now, so then on Sunday, uh, I'll still stay on lean and green, very light meals. And then again on Monday, we'll do the same thing, and wait until Tuesday. So about 3 days after to finish out this fast and get ready to, maybe have some bigger meals of different kinds. So that's my fasting. I started this uh, 2 weeks ago. I've lost. I did not. This was kind of the peak fast here, the 5 dayer, but I did intermittent fasting and then some 24-hour fasts mixed in there, and then a 24-hour dry fast, and then I did 2 of those days dry fasted on this last 5-day fast, and my ketones shot through the roof yesterday, um, more than doubled from what they were, and I have lost about 18.6 pounds in 2 weeks. Some of that will be water weight. Some of it will be, the fat loss. A lot of visceral fat. I have a scale an electrical impedance scale that sends, impedances through your feet and bounces off of fat differently than it does bone, and it sort of records your, muscle mass, fat mass, visceral fat, and lost probably 3 pounds of visceral fat, which is a big deal. That's easier to move and bend. You don't have things around your organs pushing on your diaphragm, and then a lot of just body fat, subcutaneous fat. I can really tell when I look at my arms that there's a lot less subcutaneous fat on my whole body. My skin looks better, feels better, and many things are feeling better. Moving around is easier, but this is a difficult phase, this refeeding phase, a little more so than I thought, and couldn't even have. I tried to have a cup of coffee this morning and couldn't finish the cup. It was a little bit too much for my system with the caffeine and the coffee. So a couple more days, and we'll see how it turns out. I'll try to post a chart where I've tracked, my blood pressure, heart rate, both diastolic and systolic numbers separated out, my weight loss. I've also have a Keto Mojo that I use to check blood sugar, check that every day about the same time in the afternoon, and check my ketones, and then check my GKI, which is a combination of blood sugar and ketones that will tell you if you're really in GKI ketosis, where you're really burning fat. And you'll be able to see that I was in and around that for a number of days, and seriously in it on especially the last 3 days, but very especially that fourth day dry fast, um, and burned off a lot of fat. Uh, and so I'll try to post maybe my chart to show how that kind of progressed over the 2 weeks. And there's some more details there about exactly the nature of the fast that I've done.